I'm grateful. Yes, in this stressful time of COVID-19, I am grateful. And why? Because my parents are home, safe and sound. They had been traveling on the MS Zandam, a cruise ship, around the south tip of South America when COVID hit, and no countries would let the ship dock to let passengers off to come home. But I worked hard. Many people worked hard. And now they're home safe and sound. And I'm so grateful. But what is gratitude? Gratitude is that acknowledgement of all that is good in life. And certainly happiness can cause gratitude. But more importantly, gratitude can cause happiness, longevity, and a reduction in anxiety. There was a study in 1986 done of nearly 700 nuns who had entered the convent. And when those nuns entered the sisterhood, they wrote an autobiographical essay about what their life was like and what they expected to happen in the future. The researchers looked at those essays and compared them to how the nuns were doing decades later. And they found that those nuns who wrote about more positive things in their essays ended up having longer life and happier lives as well. Why is this? Chemically, we know that gratitude activates that area of the brain which is responsible for dopamine. Many people call dopamine the feel-good drug, but it's a naturally occurring drug in the brain which is actually instrumental in motivation, motivating us to do things that we enjoy doing. Additionally, gratitude affects us psychologically. It boosts our self-worth. When you think about it, why are you grateful? You're grateful for something somebody else has done to you, something somebody has done for you to help you out. You are worthy because somebody has done something for you. It also focuses your mind on others, not on yourself. And that focus on others allows you to connect with other humans. And that focus outside of yourself is ever so important in keeping away depression. And lastly, it allows you to notice the good in life. It affects your positive recall bias. And the positive recall bias is that aspect of your memory where you think, was that a good experience or a bad experience? And you have the ability to look at different aspects of a memory, positively or negatively. And gratitude causes us to think more and more about our memories in a positive way. So what should you not do? What should you not do if you want to be grateful and if you want to be happy? Well, don't compare. Don't compare yourself to others. Keeping up with the Joneses is a sure way not to be grateful, a sure way not to be happy. Don't try to have what you want. You're never going to get there. Want what you have. By focusing on what you have rather than what you want, you will be ever so much happier. By especially focusing on the intangibles of what you have, good health, friends, love, you will be far more grateful, and that gratitude will turn into happiness. So, what is it that you should do? Conceptually, there are two big things. First, be aware. Be aware of what you're grateful for. If you think about it, there are almost 7 billion people in the world. You're just one of them. You could have been born somewhere else in the world. You could be living in some other country right now. Your house may not be as nice as it is. You may not have a car. You may not have a job. You may not have food. The second aspect is to consciously give thanks for everything you're grateful for. So how can you put these two things into practice? One, try keeping a gratitude journal. That is, write down how your day went every day, and at the end, write down one thing that you're grateful for every day, something different. And if it's intangible, even better. Sure, you can write down that you're happy and grateful that you have a house, that you have a fantastic car, that you have a great job. But if you're happy and grateful that you have good health, friends, and that people love you, it is ever so much more meaningful. The other thing you can do is write a story. Write a story about what somebody has done for you and how it has affected you in a positive way. Then, the story doesn't have to be long. 300 words, 250. Then, call up that person and read them that story. If you can't do that, mail them a letter with the story in it. Not only will you feel better, they'll feel better, and both of you will have immense feelings of gratitude. Am I grateful my parents are home safe and sound? Absolutely. Was I grateful while they were trapped on the ship? Well, yes. I was grateful that they were still alive and they hadn't died, like others sadly had. I was grateful that we still had hope that they would come home. I was grateful that I still could speak to them, occasionally on the phone and sometimes by email. And it was that gratitude which kept the depression at bay. It was that gratitude which gave me hope and optimism for the future. And it was that gratitude that was able to put a smile on my face every time I heard from them. So, have a good day and be grateful for all the fantastic things that are going right in your life. And you'll feel happier.